welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about how to score well in IELTS. Now if you keep seeing me looking down, it's because my notes are here. So sorry in advance. Before we start knowing how to score well, we must first know the structure of the exam. Now, IELTS exam is split into 4 different sections, mainly speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Now, all 4 of these components are again split into 2 different components, speaking and then listening, reading, and writing. The reason for this is because you will be sitting for your speaking test either the day on the test itself along with the other papers, or before or after you sit for the other test paper, and all of this depends on which test center you're in. So in my case, we sat for it a day after the rest of the paper was finished. Now let's start with the first paper, the speaking paper. So know that the speaking test will take only 11 to 15 minutes, so it's actually really short. And there is 3 sections in speaking: task 1, task 2, and task 3. Task 1 will be all about yourself, and then task 2 and task 3 would be something else, like daily conversation. And normally task 2 and task 3 would be related. If you want to have some time to think, but you don't want to make it too obvious, you can just tell the examiner, can you please repeat the question? And during that, you just try to think. Or repeat the question that the examiner asked. For example, the examiner asked, what do you do during your leisure time? Then you can just repeat the question slowly. What I do during the leisure time includes watching YouTube videos and dramas, for example. Now, know that you have to elaborate to get a higher band score, but you don't have to elaborate for too long. Just 1 or 2 sentence elaboration would be fine. You don't need to use very big words, because very few people, use very bombastic words during normal speaking. So I doubt that you have to use them. And you'll get too nervous, keep thinking, should I use this? Should I use that? So just don't. And then another tip for you is you should practice speaking. There's no other way to do it. Just practice. Now, you can either practice with your family and friends, or if you don't have friends, practice with yourself. I'm pretty sure most people talk to yourself on a daily basis, or talk to yourself in the shower. Or is it just me? It's probably just me. But if you do, just switch it up, make it into English. Have a conversation with yourself in English, and it would be nice.
Wait a minute.
If you want an audience, speak to your dolls. Meet Mochi. Hi. This is my audience. It looks like me. But yeah, it's better than speaking in the air and to no one. But that's what I usually do. That's sad. What? There's a lot of videos on YouTube where they would post topics that normally would come out in the speaking test, or just letting you see how band 9 performs, how band 8 performs, and so on. So while watching those videos, pause in between when they start asking the question, answer the question on your own, then keep playing the video to see how they, the candidate, respond. And that is a very way to practice on your own. And that's what I did, because yeah, just talk to yourself in English. Don't be scared that people will look at you weirdly, and you'll be fine. Now, if you're scared in communicating with people, now you're okay talking to yourself in English, but you're scared talking to the examiner, one way other than talking with your friends and family in English is like what I'm doing now. Talk to the camera, look at yourself. It's awkward. Yeah. Now, just keep on practicing until you feel less awkward, and when you meet real people, I guess you'll be better than you used to be. And it's all about conversation. You have to understand that speaking is just conversation with your examiner. So just be yourself, don't be too crazy, and you'll be fine. For task 2 and 3, be prepared that there might be weird questions thrown at you. Or even in task 1, like I got asked if I liked trees in task 1, and I said yeah, because I didn't know anything else to say. And then the next question was, what kind of trees are special in Malaysia? Like, who would ask that in normal conversation? Not me. But you have to think of something. Now, if you're not sure what to say, we're in a situation where everyone's wearing a mask. You can just say, I'm sorry, I can't hear you, or pardon me, can you please repeat? And then think during that time. I will talk about listening and reading together because they are actually quite similar. Now, listening is 40 minutes. So 30 minutes of listening and writing the answers, and then 10 minutes to transfer your answer into a transfer sheet. And reading is 1 hour. Reading is 1 hour. You do have to understand that you also have to practice for this, because it is not as easy as it looks like. Like, if you think you're good, just practice once or twice to get used to the format. But if not, practice. Just keep on practicing. Now, the difference between listening and reading is that listening, there's time given for you to transfer answer, and reading there is not. So during listening, it is best for you to just write your answer in the answer paper first, then only transfer it in that 10 minutes of transferring. That 10 minutes given to you to transfer answers. And for reading, just directly transfer it into the answer script, because you'll be using pencil. Now, I just want to pause for a moment here to tell you that there are 2 types of IELTS examination, the paper-based and the computer-based. Now, if you're sitting for the computer-based IELTS paper, then just directly type in your answer into the computer. You do not need to transfer, and I think you don't have the time, and you won't be given the time to transfer the answers. But listening, it's very fast-paced, so you don't have time to really jot down everything on the answer sheet. So just write it down in the blanks first, then transfer it later on. Now, what is important for these 2 is that you have to know how to catch the main points, because they're just talking for listening, and reading, you're just reading a very long paragraph. So it's very important for you to catch what is the main point and then write it down. Now, there is a tip for reading, is that the questions are normally in sequenced order. So question 1 would be the top paragraph, probably first, and then 2, 3, 4, normally. Unless they ask you to find like summarize paragraph A, B, C, D, E, that's different. But like the rest of the questions, yeah, it's probably like that. If it's not, I'm sorry. But yeah, do practice. Do a lot of practice. there's two websites that I would like to recommend that really helped me. The first website is called IELTS Liz. I'll try to link it down in the description below. Now, what is good about IELTS Liz is that she goes section by section, so you do it for preparation purposes, and you can just look through and practice bits by bits. So it's like an article and then questions, article, questions. And then once you get used to that, you can go to another website called IELTS Up. Now this website is good because it's actually like the IELTS exam, and it has section 1, 2, 3, 4, and it grades for you. So try not to look at the answer first, do it, and then it will grade for you, and then in the end it will give you an overall score that you get for reading or listening. So that's what I really like about IELTS Up. Now if you can score there, you would normally be able to score in the actual exam. Now please do more exercise on reading, because the answers may be complicated and maybe not what you think it is, so you try to get used to it and just repeat. It's all about repetition. Now, part 3, writing. There are 2 sections for writing, task 1 and task 2. Task 1 usually reports on maps, diagrams, charts, table, and graphs. Again, if you go on the website IELTS Liz, she has a very detailed, she has examples for all of those, so you can just click in, read the examples, it's normally like that, and read her tips on how to answer it and the breakdown of the scores that you may be given. And it's really good to just keep reading. Now do not memorize, you'll get penalized for that. Now task 2 is something other than that. It's just a short essay on your opinion normally. So what I got was, nowadays many countries like to import food from all around the world. In your opinion, to what extent is this a positive or a negative development? When I saw that, I was like, bruh, what? But it is very important to not panic, because the time given is very limited. You only have an hour to write 2 essays, and it's very important to be able to know how to put your time for both tasks. So what I recommend is task 1 20 minutes, and then task 2 the rest of the 40 minutes. Now task 1, just don't report on every single detail, but try to report on the overall. So what is the biggest, the smallest, and then the overall. And then you have to give an overall conclusion. It can be in the first paragraph or the last paragraph, doesn't matter, just have an overall, an overview of the whole diagram. Now task 2, just keep it simple, keep your ideas structure your ideas very well, put them in paragraphs, whatever, just do it. Now the problem that I had was I didn't have enough words for task 1, so you have to have 150 words for task 1, and I didn't, because the question I was given, like, it was hard to reach 150 words. It's probably my problem, but yeah. So try to use like besides that or in conclusion, like those big long words. Now if you really still don't have enough words, just add in those details. Like, it prevents you from failing the paper. It's better than failing or not having enough words, because if you don't have enough words, you will get penalized. But don't go too much over, because you might make more mistakes by doing that, and you might confuse the examiner more when you write more. That's it, and that's all the tips that I have for you. for the IELTS test. Now, if you have any other questions, comment down below. I am not an expert, for your information. I'm only here to give you my experience, to share with you my experience when I sat for IELTS like last month. But I will try to help you as much as I can, and I'm pretty sure you'll be fine. Now, for motivation, it's expensive, guys. Like, really expensive compared to other like Moet. So if you don't have motivation, take that as your motivation. It's 800 bucks. It's 800 ringgit. So don't waste your parents' money. I even had to fly out for the test, so it's like nearly 1,000 for the test plus flight. So I was not wasting that. So that was my motivation, to not waste money. But yeah. And stop watching YouTube videos and stop scrolling through TikTok and Instagram and go study. You don't need much time. Just 1 hour, 2 hours per day, like a week before the test, and you should be fine. Now, you can't do it like for a long time. Like, just set it. Monday, listening. Tuesday, writing task 1. Wednesday, writing task 2, and so on. Like, you don't need to cram all of that. It's just relaxing. For listening, reading, and writing, you can do it in such way. And for speaking, like I said, just take your shower time and talk to yourself. What the? I was recording, bro. You have class, bro. Get out of my room, bro.
Few moments later.
This is what it looks like living with siblings. You have class.
I don't have class. My class are over.
Bye. Say goodbye.
Say goodbye to you.
Bye.